Hello.
Can you hear us?
Are you
Well, we are. We are, and we're ready to spend the next however minutes, I don't know, 20 minutes with you. And we're so happy. And let's clear something.
Let's clear something. So, as you can hear, my deep voice. I have something in my throat. Maybe a flu, and I'm coughing. And so, if you hear sometimes me doing, please know it's from me, okay? And
It's
everything is
not the
fine.
cough of disapproval.
Yes, and please don't call emergency on me. I'm all good, okay? It'll pass. It's just it's a little something. But
Little something.
for us, it's great to be here with you. And so let's dive deep into whatever we dive deep into.
Yeah. All right, let's put our hands on our heart. Let's take a deep breath and let's just quiet that noise that's in our minds. I say connect with your breath and ride onto your breath with all of your being and get present to the silence and even the noise of the silence. And connect to what's important to you right now, what you're committed to for today. And then slowly come back. And let's explore in this 3D world, 3 dimensions. What is there for you? Olesea, who is trying to figure out the microphone.
I'm trying to stop it when I cough and,
It's
and
opposite.
start it. As you were leading the meditation, I felt really grateful and happy to hear your voice. So calm, your space and your voice is so calm. And I was smiling. We have a saying in Romanian that after the tears and cry, there is following a laugh and a happy moment, and vice versa. After a happy, I never thought about it, but there is so much wisdom into that. As life, as the moments, sometimes we'll be sad, and then the next moment, are we willing to just flow with all those states? And I was willing to just felt like a tickling, like a tickling feeling, and wanted to laugh and smile. Just to give you a context, I shared something with Irma earlier, and I was crying, and I had a juicy moment of 3 minutes of crying, and it felt really good and liberating and free for me. So now I was happy here. So thank you so much for that.
Welcome back. Yeah, I think
Thank you.
I'll go with that. Is there anything else that's present for you?
What was present for me, I think it was what we talked before that about the hiding and how much I love this subject. When I hear about the word hiding, for me, it's like I'm all ears and eyes. Yeah, tell me about hiding.
Antennas come up.
Because, yeah, the Scorpio part in me wants to go and see what is hiding there, what is in the darkness. What are you hiding? What truth are you hiding? Please share with me. And by sharing your truth that you're hiding, you're giving me a gift and you're giving yourself the gift of connecting with the truth, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't just because when we hide something in first place, you are using a lot of energy to hide that thing because nobody needs to know about that. Also, you're hiding it. There is a lot of energy. Once you release it, wow, there is a tons of energy available to you to do whatever you want with it and light. So that.
Yeah. My coach told me yesterday, when you're busy hiding, you're not busy living. So what has been in my last few days, what has been present there is this blind spot I had. I get that I like to control every part of my life. I like that, right? I mean, I need to know where things are, where things, people are, all of that. And in this today's world where everything is on a display, we are on a display, and we're doing it ourselves. It's there's stuff that's tracked that we might or might not be aware, but there's also the part where we're actually giving that information freely with our will out there in the world, and we create this image of ourselves or our lives or people around us that speaks into this narrative that we created about who we are and our life story. And those might change, but it kind of depends on us in a big way, right? And my discovery of last few days, maybe a week, has been that here I was thinking that I'm open and I have nothing to hide, and I'm discovering that I'm open and I have nothing to hide as long as it's on my terms. And I had this talk again with my coach, and um, it was about transparency to the point of imagine having a life on CNN 24/7. That's how comfortable one it's for me. It's like that's where I want to be. That's how comfortable I want to be with everything in my life, my past, my future, my current, so that there is nothing to hide or to put my energy into. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I have no problem talking about the men in my past or future, or because that's where you would think that or this or that, right? And it told me whatever is not that is going to show up. And what showed up in the last 2 days, where I had expectations that hiding has to be something about something big. Who cares if somebody knows about this or that? But apparently, it's important that I have these things for me. So I discovered that I don't like when people talk about me without me. People will talk about me, but people talk about me, make a narrative about what I'm doing without me being part of it or my consent. Or there's a whole conversation about me without my consent. And who cares, right? But I think there's looking good, but more than looking good, that's where my like I control, you know. It's only giving away specific and certain information to people, specific people, and not opening up fully. That I don't open up easy, right? And vulnerability is something that's
Mm.
a challenge in a way for me. Information about my daughter, I share about her, but I don't necessarily want to talk about everything with everyone. Whoever occurs to me as nosy, you're intruding into my life. I didn't give you the permission for that. So I'm
Mm.
really looking and observing my own reactions and discovering myself in a different and new light where here, the thought of me, the image of me that was open now shows up at I'm not. I'm not at all, in fact. And I'm really struggling with including everyone and everything in every part of my life and having just one life where I live that life versus compartments and
Mm.
boxes. And I have so many boxes and I live in those boxes and I'm tending to those boxes. So it's like tight, even in my body, it's tight. So,
Wow. So, Irma, you were sharing also about you want to control everything in your life. And I know
yeah.
that when we want to control, when you want to control all of us, it's because of a fear. We want to control things because there is a fear. What is your fear when you want to control it?
Right away it doesn't come, right? Maybe I'll dig into it. What I thought it doesn't.
It's okay. Just close your eyes for a moment and see what comes. Don't fight with it.
Yeah, I'm fighting with it. Like, show up already.
Exactly. And fast on.
Yeah, exactly. On my own terms. Oh, okay. Makes me. I think it's really showing that inner child, that vulnerable. I think it's the vulnerability. It's the biggest thing. What shows up is just showing that I'm not strong, showing that that helplessness that we talked in the other episode, showing that maybe not everything is always as much in under the control as I want to, and that not everything is pretty and organized and tied up. There are parts that are messy and ugly, and it's up to me to clean them up. And you're not gonna come in and look into my house that's not tied up. It's the same with the house, by the way. My house is always perfect. And I hate it when it's not. Like it, and that's the mental space. Like I need the space to be within. And you will not come to me in a messy house.
Wow. Taking a note to never invite Irma to my house. Because my house is always messy, always. There are things everywhere.
I know that is one thing that yeah, like Annabelle's room, closed door, and that's if we have any disagreement at all, it's about that. And I have to give up that war sometimes, knowing that she's a teenage girl and she has what she has in her space. But yeah, things like that. That is it. My house is exactly the representation of my life. Everything has its own perfect space. See, the thing, that flower that's on that piano there, it's always in that spot. And I have one student that comes in and he moves that flower because he wants to put his stuff there. And that drives me crazy. And as soon as he talk about control freak, as soon as he's gone, I put it back. If I was to look at my life, that's exactly it. Things belong where they belong in my mind. And I'm so busy keeping all of them in where they are. Now that I get to see that and be aware of it, they just, yeah, I'm not living it. I'm not letting it.
And what if a guest comes to your door spontaneously without announcing
I'll
you?
be
And
pissed
they-
off. Exactly, just as when somebody shows up in my life, in the part of my life that they are not welcome or they are not invited to, and I'm pissed off. Best, like if somebody can show up with giant bouquet of flowers or, whatever, the best news, I don't care. She should have called me so that my space, so that I was ready. And it's a huge limitation, actually. Even now, I can say I'm freer. Yes, sure, I'm freer than I used to be. Oh my God, yes, absolutely. And that part of me has just transformed into sneaky ways, and it still hides. It's just sneakier. It just got sneakier. So,
what are three things that come to your mind that are missing while you're managing everything to be perfect? There are things that you're sacrificing or are missing when you're being in this way. What is missing? We detected one of them or distinguished one of them, spontaneity. What else here, Mom?
I think if I was okay with myself, if I was really accepting myself and being with myself and being good enough, then I wouldn't have to spend all that energy on just fixing and managing everything around.
But don't go into that. Don't go into not being enough or being enough.
Yeah.
Let's stay with, you're hiding
Yes.
people not to see that. Maybe sometimes you're weak, maybe sometimes you're vulnerable, maybe sometimes you're messy, but you're hiding all that. What is missing when you're doing that?
I don't understand what you're asking, Olesea.
Whatever
I
I
don't
just
know.
asked.
What's like in the way I'm being, what's missing with that is just being light and accepting. I'm not letting it be.
Irma, for the first time when you're meeting a person for the first time, be it a man, be it a woman, maybe a future friend, what you don't want people to know about you, what you don't tell to people about you, what is hiding. I'll give you my example until you. What I don't want people to know about me is that I'm psychotic. I have my psychotic moments when I totally exaggerate things and I scream and I act like a crazy person. So I don't want people to know about me that I have those moments too, when I'm simply psychotic. And my kids know that about me because, of course, they know me. And I would feel guilty being this way. But I also noticed that I'm more and more acceptant, not fully yet, not fully yet, with my moments of psychosis. But I don't want people to know about me, new people especially, that I'm like that, because I'm afraid that they will not want to be friends with me or in a relationship with me, in friendship with me, if they find out. So that is something that is hidden there, lingering in the dark.
What's there is that I'm forceful. I occur to myself as forceful. So I'm trying to negate that part of me. And I can say that my forcefulness comes from a great space, but it doesn't matter. I occur to people as someone who forces. And the other part that I've noticed lately is that when I don't know someone at all, like when I just meet, I don't jump in and say what I do. What I do in life, what my life is filled with, I have hard time defining that.
What part of you want people to be curious about and know about you?
The one that we're discovering here, because I'm curious about her.
So what is it? Tell us, what did you find so far about her, about that part?
Well, even what we're discussing today, I have discovered how much harder I have made my life by surviving, how much harder I've made everyone else's life by my survival, really.
So now that we are in this podcast about hidden parts of us, let's share one truth that we are hiding from the world.
I'm a cheater. Now, what's even worse than that? I don't have the courage to actually cheat. And I will manipulate somehow situations and the truth in a way that it does not obviously look like it's cheating. And so then I spend my life not knowing that I was that.
Wow, I'm shivering in my whole body.
So that's and now that's there, that I can see all the sneaky ways that had showed up. I really get to be responsible with that and discover what is it like to not to to not do that, to not survive, to be in communication, to honor myself, and whoever it is, and just live a life that's open and it's not damaging to the soul.
For me, it is something that I don't want people to know, and I'm hiding. Maybe I did talk, a bit about it, but like expose it like that, it's scary. So yeah, I feel uncomfortable sharing that, but I will do it anyway. So in the past, when I was about 20 years old, I was going a lot online, and finding different people, men usually, on different sites, and I would use them to get money from them. And I would talk with them, and I would make them feel like they are important to me and that I'm interested in them, but I was not. And it was doing that just because I knew that I could get money from them. And I've been doing it for many years. And now when I'm looking into my life, how I'm doing the same thing, I'm not using people for money. I have my own money. But in a way, I want, and I'm using, let's say, or making, or doing an exchange with people. And I have in my life only people that I can get something from them. Of course, I'm still giving my precious self because, my arrogant part of me will say that if they are not contributing to my expansion in any way, I'm not interested in them. That's an ugly one, right? Now, I think I will lose half of my friends after this podcast. But yes,
Yeah.
it is true. And I somehow turned it into maybe to the lighter part, because yes, I'm meeting and I'm friends with people who make me go closer to who I am.
And you know what? My question is,
Yes, please.
who do you not get to be when you're that? Because whatever is there, that's showing up, as you said. It was different before, now it's this way, but it's still continuous theme. And who do you not get to be, and what do you not get to experience as a life experience?
I don't get to experience connecting with just everyone unconditionally. I don't get to experience that. I don't get to be this unconditional person that gives and receives unconditionally without an agenda. I don't get to be that guru or that teacher that loves everyone and everything and is open to the world. I don't get to be that. Because for me, it's like, this is my space. I need that from you. I can give you that. It's some kind of transaction, some kind of exchange.
How about receiving without transaction? How about being vulnerable and letting go enough where none of that exists and you can just experience life? How about experiencing life without agenda, where little Olesea gets to just be?
Just with my kids. That's the only space where I receive unconditionally and I give unconditionally and I have no agenda. And kids becoming a certain way or being in a certain way. And if they don't give me anything, that's still for me okay. I don't need anything from them. And if I can be like that with everyone, I don't know, Irma. I need to discover that.
Oh, look at that. That was just like a push. Even your body pushed it.
I need to discover that to see. I don't know how it is.
We're coming to the end, but there's something for us to continue and look into, I think, in this space. This is maybe to be continued kind of a episode.
In the future, yes, we can.
Yeah, we scratched the surface of something that's really juicy that I think will liberate us once we discover.
And the truth is, baby, always liberating.
Yeah.
Remember
So
that.
go back to the question to all of you. I guess my question would be, how do you live your life? How much of what you project out there in the world is true? And if it's not, if your image of your Instagram does not fit your life, then what are you hiding? And I was like, why? Why are we doing this all? I mean, we started this podcast just because of that. We were like, we're done with fixing. We're fixers. I'm a fixer. I get that. And I don't want to. And we're done with these perfect images, which we too very often fall into the trap of. And here we are at the moment, like, I really want to invite you to discover for yourself. What is it that you're hiding? What is it that you're masking? You're putting the makeup on in your life. That one big truth where you can put a whole bucket of paint and it still comes out in one way or another. There is no hiding from it. It's just there. It shows up in different ways. And if you just said it, if you just owned it, if you just took responsibility for it, could you see how liberating that would be?
And if you say, and your answer is, I'm not hiding anything, then you are hiding, baby. You're hiding a lot of them. And it's okay. It's okay. Be okay with that.
All right.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you next week. From our hearts to yours. Have a great one, everyone.